Kenny Omega said that he believes in a few years' time, the main event of WrestleMania could be Mr. Beast versus Logan Paul, because he thinks that is the direction WWE are going in. Now, I will say this for the sake of this discussion, let's maybe not use those two names, or specifically Mr. Beast, because I mean, I don't think Mr. Beast has an athletic bone in his body, according to himself. So I don't really think he's stepping into the ring anytime soon. But let's say a Logan Paul Bad Bunny, a Logan Paul Jake Paul, a Logan Paul Travis Scott, something like that. Archie, could you potentially see that happening as the main event of WrestleMania?
So I'm going on holiday tomorrow. I'm going to be away for a week, so I'm going to go out with a bang here. And before I say what I'm going to say, I just know that I love Kenny Omega. He's one of my favorite professional wrestlers, and it's a real privilege that we're still able to see him wrestling after the major health scare he's had. That being said, Kenny Omega sounded utterly stupid making this statement, because we're not going to see a celebrity versus celebrity match in 10 years' time, let alone a few years' time, as the main event of WrestleMania. It's just not going to happen. I can categorically guarantee it's not going to happen. And if it does happen, I'll hold my hands up and say I'm wrong, but it's not going to happen. I can guarantee it. But you know what really annoys me more out of all of this is the amount of backlash it's brought up for fans towards WWE for involving celebrities in wrestling, right? The fact that Travis Scott is being used as a scapegoat for why the WrestleMania main event wasn't that great is absolutely laughable to me. I didn't even mind Travis Scott's involvement in the match. What I didn't like was TKO board member Dwayne Johnson not knowing his role and just sitting on his butt at home instead of actually helping follow up one of the greatest angles we've seen in wrestling history. That's what I didn't like. In fact, Travis Scott was one of my favorite parts of the match. Seeing him take that crossroads, it was pretty cool. Celebrities, as long as they take it seriously, put in the work, I don't see why we need to be gatekeeping them from wrestling. It brings more eyes to the product. It helps bring, hopefully, more regular fans to the product, for more people we can talk to wrestling, talk with about wrestling, this thing that we all love. I just think it's absolutely stupid, all of this celebrity talk and this backlash WWE is getting. To me, it's not about WWE or they're showing off all their new cool friends. They're trying to bring more viewers and more people into this business that we all love. And what's wrong with that? I don't see anything that's wrong with that.
Do you know what, Archie? I think you pretty much spoke facts there. I think that is the first thing on the show today where I'm like, yeah, I completely and utterly do agree with you. Clark, I want to get your thoughts. What do you think about all this? Could we see a celeb versus celeb main event?
Well, I'm going to give a little bit of history here. I don't know if any of y'all saw WrestleMania 1. I was not born
Doesn't
yet.
count. I knew you were going to say this. He
Gone
was
back
already a
and watched it.
wrestler.
Mr. T is in that main event, not to mention follow-up at WrestleMania 2. He boxes Roddy Piper. We've been doing this for quite some time. There's a lot of history here. I don't know if you saw Lawrence Taylor, George Kittle, or Rob Gronkowski, or Bob Uecker, or Pete Rose, or
none of these are main
William
event.
the Refrigerator Perry, or Steve McMichael, or Floyd Mayweather Jr., or Billy Martin, or Jason Kelsey, or Lane Johnson, or Ernie Holmes, or any Joe Frazier.
None of these are celeb versus
Eric
celeb
Ashe, any of those celebrities that appeared at WrestleMania, the possibility of two celebrities main eventing a WrestleMania is not out of the question. And I don't care if you want to do it's a new creative era, whatever. Doesn't matter. They've done it before and history repeats itself. It's possible. Is it going to be Mr. Beast and Logan Paul? I don't know. You preface the conversation for Archie like, we're not going to act like it's those two. Let's do that same thing for me. Give me a second here. If we got somebody real wicked against somebody real wicked, that would be cool. Logan Paul against somebody realistic, maybe. Is it out of the question? No. Is it the most absurd thing I've ever heard? No. Is it a wild thing to say today? Yeah. It's one of those comments that might age better, though, than it sounded out of his mouth. Because it is possible in our lifetime. I'm not saying he gave a year that wasn't ideal. I'm not saying he's accurate. I'm not saying it's going to be those two or anything like that. But celebrities at WrestleMania has been a part of the gig for quite some time. Pam Anderson was there for Shawn Michaels and Diesel. I didn't mean to leave her off the list. Monster shout out Pam. But I'm just saying, It is possible. Do I think it's probable? Heck no. Come on, guys.
Oh, okay.
We're better
okay.
than
We're
that.
back
Do
on the
I
same
think
page
it's
then.
probable?
Okay, all right.
No. But
Right,
it's
that's-
possible. It's possible.
Okay, I
so I'm
agree
not
with
going to
you
go
now.
all the way to like, I'm not going to go all the way to like, I can't believe he said it.
Of course,
Like, yes, he threw
anything
something
is-
out there in one sentence like that in context. You know what I mean? It's easy to take and be like, what was he thinking? Right? There's probably more depth there. And it was probably more flippantly said than the tone would be us reading the quote.
It wasn't. He was
Right?
slamming it.
But
Maybe, but what I'm saying is flippantly, like intention wise, not like he was just lobbing it out there, but like his intentions were like, oh, this is to stir some stuff up, right? Kenny Omega's a
His
professional wrestler at the end of
intention
the
was
day.
he was saying that AEW is not going to do that, whereas
Do that
WWE
kind
have
of stuff.
respect
Yeah.
in
Oh, come on.
crop.
And so he's out there
I mean,
stirring the pot. It is what it is. And like I said, I maintain my stance. It's not probable, but it is possible. Something
If,
I
like
if,
agree
that.
Trav-
on
if,
that
if
point.
Travis Scott came to AEW and said, "Hey, I want
Hey,
to be
Rick
involved.
Ross went to
I
AEW,
want to.
way
I want
cooler.
to. I want to be involved in one of your angles because I feel like it'd be really cool. And I've been a wrestling fan for my whole life, right? Kenny Omega would say yes in a heartbeat. Tony Khan would say yes in a heartbeat. AEW can't act like
We saw
if
Rick
if
Ross
that is his
check.
intention. If that is intention, they can't act like they're on the higher ground here when it comes to celebrities in wrestling, right?
Accusations.
They would.
False accusations.
They would. I mean, look, anything is possible in wrestling, right? But I always think under the Triple H era, and when Triple H is gone and somebody else has taken over, I'm sure it'll be someone that has a similar vision to Triple H. They're always going to make the main event storyline driven. They're always going to put the people in the main event that have made.
I don't agree with that.
That sounds super wishful.
Hang on,
We saw that at WrestleMania 39. They tried to scrap it. And
Speak
then
into
they just
existence,
went
Archie.
nuts.
No, if they're always going to put. Listen, they're always going to put the people in the main event that either make the most sense storyline wise or make them the most money over the course of the year. That's what they will do. Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns makes more money for WWE than Logan Paul does. That's why he's ahead, and that's why he'll always be ahead of WWE for Logan Paul in WWE.
Well, how much is the Prime sponsorship? Because that, if you include that,
That's it. No, they're not one and the same.
Logan Paul is a wrestler. Logan Paul is a wrestler because that's not his sole company. That's Logan Paul is a wrestler.
Does it make money for the company though? Like the sponsorship?
Well, yeah, it does. If
But
you
it
include the
does-
Prime deal, then I'm
doesn't
sure
count much.
Logan Paul.
but then that's
It's Prime Pop.
Logan Paul is
I
a
think if
wrestler.
you include the Prime deal, it gets a little dicey anyway.
Well, there's
but
Nat
then
and
you
there's
include other
Gross
stuff
and
for
there's,
Reigns.
you know,
But
there's
that's
Nat,
not
there's Gross,
Logan
merch.
Paul. It's merch.
Probably closer
Logan
than we
Paul doesn't. I can guarantee Logan Paul doesn't sell much merch. But
I don't know, it's
Roman
probably
Reigns,
closer than we
100%.
think.
He must.
It's probably closer than we think.